Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. For today's video, we are going to do the official 2017 NBA mock draft. As we all know, man, the lottery is now out, so the official draft order is out also. If you guys can do me a quick favor and drop a like on this video. Now, keep in mind as I go through my selections here, these are my choices, guys. So if you have any disagreements or you just think, like, your team should draft somebody else, let me know in the comment section below because, you know, I'm curious to hear your guys' opinions on this also. So without further ado, we are going to be doing just the top 14 picks, just the lottery picks out here. So, of course, the Boston Celtics have the #1 draft pick. Here we go, guys. NBA draft 2017. In my opinion, totally a loaded draft. I mean, so many just good choices out there and just a lot of players that could potentially be game-changing for any franchise. So #1 pick, Boston Celtics. And also keep in mind, guys, for this video, I'm not going to be doing like any trades or anything like that. It's going to be strictly who I think they should draft. Like for the Boston Celtics here, I mean, honestly, I would like them to trade the #1 draft pick and get a guy like a Paul George or a Jimmy Buckets or something like that. But also, somebody else brought up some good points, guys. I was like, you know, kind of following people on Twitter, and they were saying stuff like, you know, is it Jimmy Buckets? Is that going to be enough to make this team a contender next season over the Cleveland Cavaliers? Because what they can do is draft a guy like Markelle Fultz. They got Jaylen Brown, who has actually been playing really good as of late. And also, they could get a guy next season, too. You know, just like maybe like DeAndre Ayton or something like that, and kind of start building towards that new window once this window closes and once LeBron James' window closes, whenever that might be. But without further ado, guys, I'm going to take Markelle Fultz with the first pick. It just makes sense, especially Lonzo Ball. Like, that boy wants to be a Laker, and the Lakers' big rival, we all know, it's the Boston Celtics. So Markelle Fultz from, I believe, was he Washington? Yeah, Washington for his college, 6'4", 180 pounds. Does a lot of good things out there. Definitely a game-changing point guard. So now we have the Los Angeles Lakers. And this is another pick that's like a no-brainer. It's like, if anybody else takes Lonzo Ball, or if Lonzo Ball doesn't get his way, should I say if LeVar Ball does not get his way, he's going to wreak havoc on the NBA. While this, I think Lonzo Ball will be a good player, it is going to be a headache having to deal with like LeVar Ball, especially Magic Johnson, who's kind of, you know, new to the whole management thing and doing all this, trying to put the team in his own picture. It's like LeVar Ball going to be running his mouth, Lonzo Ball don't get his minutes out there or something like that, you know what I'm saying? But I still think that the Lakers have mutual interest in the boy from UCLA. And now this is where things get kind of interesting, guys. This is where things get kind of interesting. We got the Philadelphia 76ers, third pick overall right here. And like now it gets kind of more like, okay, what do you guys think? I think Markelle Lonzo is obviously #1, #2, no matter what. For this pick, guys, I want you to think about this, okay? Now some people might say, well, get a point guard, get De'Aaron Fox, get somebody like that. I'm actually thinking get Josh Jackson. The reason I say this is because I know the coach of the 76ers wants to try Ben Simmons out at point guard. Josh Jackson could be a potential big-time scorer at the small forward position. Could probably also play shooting guard if needed. He shot about 38% from 3 in college. But also, this allows them to try Ben Simmons out for 1 year at the point guard position. If it doesn't work out, well then they'll obviously be in the lottery. Getting a guy like a Trayvon Duval or a Colin Sexton or somebody like that. Jalen Hands even, depending on how he plays at UCLA next season. So I'm thinking Josh Jackson it just feels like the best fit. And like I said, man, if it doesn't work out, Ben Simmons at point guard, I mean, like, who knows? Maybe Ben Simmons becomes Magic Johnson out there at the point guard, you know, being 6'9". I don't think that's going to happen, but I still think he has potential to be pretty good at point guard. So Josh Jackson just makes the most sense to me. Plus, I don't really like Ben Simmons as a small forward because he can't really shoot, but who knows, man. All right, next we have the Phoenix Suns. Now, a lot of people think that the Phoenix Suns took an L in this draft. I mean, I still think a top 4 pick is still really good. Yeah, they don't get that point guard, but they already got Eric Bledsoe, who is a fine point guard. They got Devin Booker as shooting guard. I'm thinking the best choice in this case would have to be Jason Tatum. The reason I say that is that he's already got like that NBA body out there, and he's already can be a pretty good scorer. I mean, he really just needs to work on his three-point shot a little bit, but besides for that, man, this has potential to be like an absolutely like deadly onslaught duo between Jason Tatum and Devin Booker. Both could be big-time scorers in the NBA, both very young. It just gives you a really good building piece. They also got Dragan Bender, who he might just be a draft bust. I don't really know, but so they don't really need a big guy or anything like that. But yeah, like Eric Bledsoe, it's like you still have, it's not like he's like 35 or something. He's still a good point guard. He's like, what, 27, 28? I mean, he's right in his prime of things. All right, next we have the #5 pick, the Sacramento Kings. Now this right here, guys, this player is going to give them one of the more athletic players in the draft, especially at the point guard position, which at point guard, you know, a lot of athletic point guards is what's dominating the game right now. It's just going to give them like a new fresh start and just kind of like, hey, we're going to give you the reins to this team. You're going to run alongside Buddy Hield and be our backcourt of the future. And I'm thinking the perfect fit right here, guys, would be De'Aaron Fox. It just feels right. I feel like De'Aaron Fox on the Kings. It definitely give the Kings an interesting dynamic. I don't think Rudy Gay's gonna be back. They got that boy Scal out there. They got what's his name, Willie Cauley-Stein. So it's like the team is actually has potential to be pretty nice. I kind of feel like they're going with that Timberwolves direction of, yeah, it's like, yeah, they're all gonna be really young. It's gonna be a few years. So they're still gonna be adding talent. But yeah, man, De'Aaron Fox, definitely not a bad point guard to start a rebuild with. All right, number 6, we got the Orlando Magic. And this right here, this is kind of just take one of the better players available. I'm not a big fan of, what's his name, who's their point guard? I can't think of it, man. I know the roster's right here. I can just look it up. Oh, Elfrid Payton. I don't need to look it up. All right, Elfrid Payton. I'm not a big fan of his. I don't think he's really a good shooter. I mean, he's, at times, he has put up with a few triple-doubles. He has potential to be good, but I see a guy like that more as a backup point guard. So I'm thinking with this pick right here, guys, you go with Dennis Smith Jr., the big-time scorer and playmaker. And honestly, like in some years, like maybe last year or the year before, something like that, this man, Dennis Smith Jr., he probably would have been a top 3 pick. It's just he's in such a low draft. It's like, it's hard to choose here. Yeah, that boy, Terrence Ferguson, is he actually in this draft? I did not actually know that. Okay, well, I don't know much about him. I already have all my picks like written down. I did not put Terrence Ferguson anywhere, so maybe Terrence Ferguson should be higher in the draft. You guys let me know in the comment section below. He went overseas, so I don't know too much about his game. All I know is they can really throw down. All right, next we have the Minnesota Timberwolves. Now this one kind of took me some time to really think about. I was deciding between like a Jonathan Isaac, but I see the boy Malik Monk here, and the reason I'm thinking Malik Monk would actually be a good fit on this team is because he could already be a pretty good scorer. Like, I think he's going to be a good 15-point-per-game scorer in the NBA, maybe higher, like, potential really maxes out. But also, he plays shooting guard, and Zach LaVine went down with an ACL injury. That is a man that's based highly on his athleticism. An ACL injury can absolutely kill that going forward, and we don't know if it'll be a recurrent injury, so Malik Monk instantly gives him a good shooting guard. And like I said, man, if Zach LaVine comes back healthy, Malik Monk can be a 6-man off the bench, kind of like a Lou Williams role, and just come out there, drop 15 points. That's a good pick, man. Where Jonathan Isaac, he's more of a, I would say he's more of a project. Jonathan Isaac, which we're going to talk about him next year, actually. All you Knicks fans will see. But yeah, guys, Malik Monk from Kentucky, big-time scorer on the Timberwolves. I would like that. I would definitely like that. All right, New York Knicks, guys. This is an interesting team because I don't think Melo's going to be back. Derrick Rose, he probably won't be back either. But I'm thinking right here, another case, man, where it's like you go with like a Frank, I don't know how to say his name, Ntilikina, whatever his name is, or I'm thinking Jonathan Isaac. The reason I'm saying Isaac is because, like, he's going to be a project. Well, so is Frank. They're both projects out there. But this is the guy that could potentially come in there. He's only 18. He can be kind of one of those jack of all trades, somebody that does a little bit of everything out there. Melo's probably not going to be back like I'm saying here. So, I mean, Kristaps is still young. It's a player that's not going to help them win right now. I do see the Knicks being in the lottery for a few more seasons, but it's a piece that down the road can just kind of be that glue guy, that mesh guy that just makes the team flow really nicely, just with being able to play defense, get rebounds, knock down some shots, things like that. So I think Jonathan Isaac will be a good fit. And who knows, man, maybe he'll even develop quicker because if they don't have better options at the small forward position, hell, man, start Jonathan Isaac, give the boy some minutes, give him some NBA minutes out there. He's 6'10" from Florida State. That's a big man right there, so definitely a big man. Or put him at power forward, put Kristaps at center. See how that goes. All right, the Dallas Mavericks. In this case, guys, Mark Cuban went on the record to say that he did actually try to tank, to try to get a top 3 pick, but it did not work out for him, obviously. But with this right here, man, I don't think there's any, like, franchise-changing players left here. I think there's some really good players left here, but at the same time, it's like, I'm thinking here, man, you go with Frank. The reason you go with that is that they need a star to replace Dirk Nowitzki. Like I said, man, that's not going to happen in this draft. But Frank gives you probably the highest risk, highest reward player. I think you take a gamble on there. And you go with the man Frank, just because if he does become that superstar point guard, him and Harrison Barnes is not a bad little team right there. And it's still a few years down the road, so the Mavericks will probably be in the draft lottery a few more seasons. And when all said and done, man, same thing with Isaac, just a good young player that down the road could be that guy for your team. So let's go with Frank with this draft pick right here. Frank the Tank, we'll call him that. No, that's actually Frank Kaminsky already. So we can't call him that, can we? We cannot call him that, apparently. It's illegal. It's illegal, man. New law is passed. The Crispy Law. All right, next up we have with the number 10 pick, once again, man, another pick for the Sacramento Kings. This gets to be part of the draft where it's kind of like hit or miss. It's like you're either going to get a draft bust or you're going to get a guy that's just like, 5 years down the road, like, man, I'm going to be doing a what if this player was drafted first overall, you know, something like that. But this pick right here, guys, still some pretty good players left. I'm actually liking Terrence Ferguson now, but they already got Buddy Hield. Don't really see him be on this team. But I'm kind of thinking this boy, Lauri Markkanen, I think that's how you say his name. The reason I'm really selecting him right here, guys, is just because, like, his ability to put the ball in the basket. You know, he'll give a nice little pick and pop option for De'Aaron Fox out there. I mean, just bring him another score. I don't think he'll ever be a starter, but if he comes off being like a 7th or 8th man off the bench, they can put in 10 points a game. That's really nice. I mean, 10 points a game ain't bad for anybody, actually. But I don't know, man. It just seems like a good fit at this point. I've never really watched him play, but I did a little research about him. It just sounds like he has potential to be a really good shooter in the NBA. So, I can't think of, like, maybe, like, I don't want to say like Ryan Anderson, but I guess he's 7 foot. So, or maybe even Dirk. I'm not gonna say Dirk Nowitzki, man. I'm sorry. I'm just joking. You're not Dirk Nowitzki. But if you are, y'all can roast me on this video 5 years down the road and say, ha, Crispy said he wasn't Dirk. All right, now we have the Charlotte Hornets. Well, the team full of tall white dudes that can shoot. You got your Cody Zeller, you got your Frank Kaminsky. I thought we had another one. This guy's another guy that's just kind of based off potential. He's just a freshman. He's a one-and-done. He's a 7-footer. Average like 10.6 rebounds in the NBA. His name is, where's he at here, man? Where's he at? Zach Collins, guys. Yes. Power forward center. I think he's probably more of a center, actually. But yeah, man, he shot just 21 threes last last college season. But he didn't make 10 of them. So it's like the potential for him to be a good scorer is there. And 7-footers, man, you can never go wrong with 7-footers. Like, if anything, put him under the basket and have him do some fouls out there. Like, you know, man, like you need to do like a, man, who's the boy that injured Kawhi Leonard? I can't think of it now, man. Too much thinking of him. Oh, Zaza, man. Have him be a Zaza Pachulia. Just have him go out there and be a dirty player, I guess. Can't go wrong with that. Alrighty, now we down to the final 3 picks. And this is my pick right here, guys. My favorite team, the Detroit Pistons. And this is one player that I truly, really want on this team. I hope they go out and get him. He's the ACC Player of the Year. Brings defense, brings offense, brings just a leadership mentality. I don't know if he'll fall this far, but man, I would absolutely love it if my Pistons got Justin Jackson. This player just feels like such a good fit for my Pistons team out here, and I don't know if he'll fall this far. My guess is probably not, but man, the boy's a winner. He won. They won the national championship, so my damn Pistons, they need a damn winner. Please, man, 6'8" from North Carolina. Stanley Johnson, I mean, he still has potential to be a good player. Stanley could probably play shooting guard, though. I'll put Justin Jackson as small forward real quick. And Stan Van Gundy, bitch ass, better play him, too. You always throw our damn draft picks in the damn D-League. Like Henry Ellenson. Boy, just rotting there, man. Alright, now we got the Denver Nuggets. It feels like this team already won the draft because, well, not this draft, but just like that boy Nikola Jokic came out of nowhere, dog. That boy has balling out there, man. Like, I'm just saying. But, yeah, Denver Nuggets. I'm going to go with OG. Anunoby. I think that's how you say it, right? And what I like about him is that he can guard all 5 positions. Just really has potential to be one of those lockdown defenders, maybe like a Tony Allen-esque player. I gotta be honest, guys, I really don't know his offensive game. I don't know if he's a good shooter or not. That's why I'm saying Tony Allen. If he's a good shooter, man, then that's just gravy out there. But can never have enough defense, so have this guy just come in there, especially in the Western Conference where you got your Kawhi Leonards and your Kevin Durant's. You need players out there that can lock down those star players. And really, just in general, man, if you can guard all 5 positions, hell, man, that's definitely a key player to have on anybody's team. All right, now we go to the Miami Heat. There's a lot of good players left here, man. There's a lot of good players left. And this one I'm really kind of reaching on here, but I'm hoping it actually works out for him. And that's Harry Giles from Duke. Now, Harry Giles had a really bad ACL injury in high school. It really hindered his ability to play his 1 year in college at Duke. I really think maybe he should have came back. He probably should have came back for 1 year or 1 more year. But this man was supposed to be like a top 3 lottery pick, guys. If he comes in there and he can kind of get healthy and everything, he's 6'11", 7'4" wingspan. I think he'd be a perfect fit alongside a Hassan Whiteside, man. He would really wreak havoc and kind of be that new replacement for Chris Bosh, who, God forbid, had bad injuries out there with the blood clots. But yeah, man, Harry Giles, it might be a reach, but I think it's kind of an interesting pick right there, guys. But anyway, let me know in the comment section below. What are your thoughts on this? If I did not do one of your teams out there, you're like, okay, man, like the Bulls had number 15, man. This is what I think they should get. Let me know in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about my opinion to my taking an L out here. I think I did pretty good. But thank you guys all so much for watching. Be sure to drop that like. And peace out, my friends.